It's your old pal Jordan the Lion. We are en route 10 on our way to Arizona because we've been invited to vlog something special. Now, I have vlogged this before, but I didn't get to vlog the inside. And the person that owns it saw my video and said, come on back. So, Daze with Jordan the Lion, we're going back to Mesa. Begins now. Palm Springs. Oh boy. Decided to stop off in Quartzsite, not because it's a Burger King, but it's because it's a Burger King with a stagecoach. This place does look interesting. Dorothy and Toto's ice cream shop and kettle corn, but it is not open. Well, we've made it over to the Arizona Golf Resort, which is why this house that we're going to is here in the first place. So if you feel like this is deja vu, we were here a month ago, and I was here telling you all the history of Bonanza and how amazing Bonanza was in American culture. And I, at the time, met the man who lived in the house. He closed the garage door, as many of you commented, hey, the Ponderosa didn't have a garage. Yeah, we know. But we are back today because he has seen the vlog and has invited us to come check out the inside. So if you don't know the story, Lorne Greene built this in the height of Bonanza, and this was his own home. He lived here and they turned it into a historical monument. So here they have the plaque out front, and he was telling me that this flag is a 34-star flag that would have been time appropriate for the show. And here it says, Ponderosa 2, City of Mesa, Arizona. Bonanza, the most popular television series of the 1960s, featured the Ponderosa Ranch House. The set built at Paramount Studios was designed by Earl Hedrick and Hal Pereira for series creator David Dortward. This house was constructed in 1963 as a residence for Lorne Greene, 1915 to 1987, a Canadian actor who portrayed patriarch Ben Cartwright. The exterior of Ponderosa 2, as it was named by Greene, closely resembles the set, and the main room is a replica of the set interior. Original builder Nick Donato. Now what's interesting about this is that Lorne commissioned this himself. He was part of that golf course that we saw coming in when it started up, and so he built this here, and they used that as kind of a publicity thing to get people to move into the neighborhood. So now we get to go take a look inside. Here we go. You can't get any more patriotic than this house. So Lorne actually had to ask permission to recreate this house when he did it, but they were telling me that he actually got the set designers from the studio to come out here and help do it. And so when they had the ranch out in Nevada, when that closed down, they've actually sent quite a few of the props and memorabilia and things here, so we'll get to see some of that today. So amazing, isn't it? So then as we walk over to this right side of the house, this is the replicating of the barn part of the set. Look at the bedroom windows. Look at that. You can just almost imagine a horse's head popping out of there, can't you? Well, we are about to walk in. He was giving me a little great background. They actually were just fans wanting to check out the house, but you know, once they saw the house, they fell in love and had to get it. And he told me that the way they found out about my video was from the previous owners. So this house has been lovingly cared for. Apparently, after Lorne sold the house, the man that lived there next did a bit of redecorating, but the house is now back to what it was originally. So this should be a real treat. Here we go, guys. So he did tell me there's some weight to this door. All right. Feast your eyes on the inside of the Cartwright's home. Don't worry, we'll slowly go through it. Now, one of the things he told me was that when they purchased the home, these 3 rooms, everything that was in these rooms comes with the house. So that will be the case if they ever sell the house. It was actually designed by the set decorators from the TV show. So it's gonna feel real authentic. And then of course they've put, you know, some memorabilia touches. So there's Ben's desk. And they couldn't have been more willing to show this, to share it with us, so big thank you to the homeowners. Look at that. They said that this was fully restored, and I'll have a little surprise for you that I'll show you when I get a quarter. There's a map, Virginia City. Now there are a few touches around the house of the homeowners now, but all of the fixtures, most everything that we're gonna see in the front rooms is all original. Now they did mention, of course, that if you watch the show, the furniture changes, and they have some original photos of what this was staged like when the Greenes were living here. And they also have notes, like handwritten notes from Lorne Greene's wife, where they had brought out furniture to see what it looked like, and she was saying, no, we don't want this, we do want this, keep this, take that one back. And also one of the really interesting things I was told about this is that since this house doesn't actually have a second floor, that's the attic. And they created everything from the staircase as it goes up to dimensionally get smaller. So it creates a little bit more depth as someone is walking up the stairs. So if I were standing up at the top of the stairs, my head would pretty much probably be touching the top. The gun rack. See how big I am up here? So then of course we have the piano, and we'll work our way over to the iconic fireplace. And they were telling me that when Lorne was having this build, he came in here and checked it out and immediately said that the stones they were using weren't big enough. So he had the whole thing torn down and had these much bigger stones put in here to build his fireplace. And the homeowner said that he knows a little bit about rock work and said that that stone right there alone would be about 500 pounds. And he said he's been behind the fireplace looking around, and there's no, you know, piping or rebar or anything back there. It was created like that. And there are photos of Lorne and his wife Nancy sitting right here. Actually, we can match up them sitting right here. And then they've done a wonderful job with the furniture. Like I said, when the current owners went back and watched a lot of episodes, they noticed that the furniture very often changed, couches and things. But they did want me to point out that these were a gift from the Ponderosa in Virginia City when that was still there. So now we'll head through the living room, past the fireplace, and into the dining room. Now this is going to trip you out quite a bit because they recreated all of this to resemble exactly from the show. But if you look at this photo, you'll notice that as they're sitting here dining, look at the tea kettle and the china and everything that they're using. They were gifted that exact set, and it's right here. That's the exact one from the picture. And again, check out all the fixtures. So this gives you a better idea of perspective from the dining room into the rest of the living quarters that you would have seen. And they also mentioned this lamp can actually be seen on the show. So now a good bit of what I'm going to show you is what they lived in that doesn't resemble the Ponderosa house, but this house is incredible. And they actually pulled aside some photos to show you. This kitchen was state-of-the-art then, and it's the exact same kitchen that the Greenes had put in, other than the floor. The flooring was changed, but if you take a look, what they told me was that since they had on-site people working on the house, set department people, that they actually built it all around the house. So if you open these up, you'll see that it goes directly into where the house bends and changes. Here's a really good example of it. Then of course, these great fixtures inside the kitchen, which are just amazing, and they are original. And then the original sink and everything, cabinetry. That's the cabinetry they would have chosen. And the range, that's the original. The Venta-Hood. Then here's the original oven. And they even turned it on for me so we could see that whirlpool light and everything, which I thought was pretty cool. And then as we go into here, where they might have had their breakfast or meals in here, they actually pulled aside a couple of photos right here that show Nancy and Lorne sitting right over here together in that corner. And you can actually see this door behind them. They were telling me that was the golf cart door, that they could drive the golf cart into the garage. So right here in this corner, I'll match up those photos of Lorne and Nancy. There, you can see them sitting there. Alright, so we're going to head back into the dining room from the kitchen area. And I just noticed, look at the shutters over here. They're divided into 3 on each side, so you can opt to only do the top or the middle or the bottom based on where the sun's coming in. Now we're going to leave all of the stuff that you've seen that resembles the Ponderosa, and where we were all jokingly saying the next area you're going to see is probably where Nancy had her say the most. And starting with these doors, they said that she had bought these and brought them from Mexico and wanted them incorporated into the house. So everything that you see is original, and it was incorporated as they were building the home originally. So all the fixtures and everything that you see are the originals from when the Greenes lived here. And you see this photo right here. They have that photo there because that is where Nancy and Lorne are sitting in chairs right there. You can see that door behind them, so take a look. So that would have been right there. Now take a look. This is, of course, this is their furniture, and lots of natural lighting. But what else is great is that they made this backside to the fireplace, so there's an additional fireplace here, and no one seems to really know what this piece is. We think it might be from a train or, you know, something like that, but Lorne made it the centerpiece of this fireplace because it really, you know, other than maybe support, doesn't really have, you know, much of an understanding as to why it's there. Take a look at the quality of this and the really cool chandelier and this bar that is trapped in time. This is your quintessential 60s bar with the original fixtures. Lorne had, obviously, if you've seen my other video, I'll show you photos that they have here, had the cast members out here. So there are photos of Michael Landon, Dan Blocker, hanging out here with Lorne. It's pretty cool. And then they have all of Lorne Greene's record albums here that they listen to. Just look at the vintage beauty on this lamp. So now we'll pass on through past the bar over here, and they purchased these photos from the last homeowners. These are all signed photos from cast members. You can see there's the original for Dan Blocker, Michael Landon, Lorne and Parnell, and all of their signatures on display. And there's one for Dan Blocker, Haas, and his signature. Then here's a view from where we just came from, so you can kind of see what that room looked like lengthwise. We'll be back in here because I want to show you what we have set up over here. But then you had a matching door. Two matching doors Nancy had bought. So the one that we saw was down here, and she also had these installed as well. Nice saddle. But let's take a look at their bathroom. Still in the original form. Look at that. Original toilet even, and original wallpaper, shower, everything. I said, wow, it's amazing that it's in such great shape. And they said, well, we don't use it, and we don't think many people use it or have used it. Then of course, like I mentioned, all of the cabinetry was built in, so it's all original to the house. They didn't buy it and install it. It was built especially for the house. Pretty amazing. So we're gonna go back in here. Now when this house was opened, I mentioned earlier that it was because there was a golf course that he had bought into, and so this was an announcement for the unveiling of this house, and everyone was charged $1, and the proceeds went to the Lutheran hospital that's literally right outside this window, right over there. So this is a picture of Dan Blocker, Michael Landon, and Lorne Greene in that room. Right to the left of Dan Blocker, you see the map and everything. Below that was where that little Bonanza horsey was. So we'll go back in there, put the quarter in, and I'll show you. You can match up that window and that picture. And look, it even works. So here you can see some original handwritten letters by Nancy on Lorne's stationery. And these are her notes about what they've staged the house at, or what they've staged it with, and the prices on everything. So I mentioned that earlier. I'll give you a little look. You can see what the prices were for things they were considering buying. Carved lamps, deep cast scroll, iron planter and plants. And then here she's haggling the prices. And here on the opposite side of it, you can see it's dated March 23rd, 1963. Oh wow, I just noticed this classic old ashtray and lighter set and everything. And then these are some of the photos that the art department sent for them to work from. And then this is what the house would have looked like. They moved in. That we were just walking through. And this is how the bedrooms would have originally been set up here. And this is what the house would have looked like on unveiling, or upon unveiling originally. For the gate and all that stuff. And here's a photo of one of the designers working on the house. Laying things out. A couple of photos actually. And here's a brochure mentioning the building of this house and them talking about how he built it for $100,000. So I promised myself I would do a selfie in this house before I left. Let me grab that hat. So what I think we should do now is I want to go out and show you the front of the house and actually walk around the entire house, show you what the back, everything looks like, what Lauren's view would have been, the golf course and everything in back, and then we'll come back in. So now that we saw so much of the inside, let's go take a look at the outside. And they were telling me a funny story. They said, you notice this house looks a little different than most of them in the neighborhood? And I said, yeah. They said they were building this hoping that Hop Singh would buy the house. They were trying to lure him out here. Look at that tiki head in there. It's kind of cool. So let's start walking around. They have a beautiful property. The back and everything's just incredible. But there is one downside to this house that I'm sure you can probably imagine what it is already. No, not that. You're thinking, all the visitors? No, they don't really mind that. They know this house is classic. They get that. No, the problem. Here we are again at the corral I showed you guys earlier. No, the problem is their backyard's a golf course with 3 different holes going around the property, so they have some netting up, but they constantly get pelted with golf balls. Because see, Lorne was no dummy. He built it on the best plot of land. The group had bought like a mile, so he built his property on the best plot of land. However, there's a hole on the other side of the house. There's one over here and one back there. So they're constantly getting pelted. Here's the famous well. American flag and everything. There's the well. And then they put a really cool little chuck wagon in here. That's one of the other great things about the people that live here now. They have added things. Some of the things came with the house, but other things that they wanted, they were willing to buy them and add them themselves or buy them from the other owners. Here's the chuck wagon. Now here you can see that they have put up netting for safety, but it doesn't protect everything, because as we were walking around the house, they were showing me various holes in the side, and they have a good attitude about it. They said, you know, there's just, you know, it's part of living here. In fact, there's a golf ball in there now. So then as we go around the corner, this takes us over to that dining area where I showed you Lauren and Nancy sitting in that corner, and the golf cart entrance to the garage. That's right here. Kind of a unique feature. But then the homeowners now put this amazing piece of art here and had the artist come out and install it and everything. It's perfect for the property, absolutely fits perfectly. This amazing cactus made out of various size horseshoes. And what he was pointing out to me that he liked a lot and that I liked a lot, they actually used the nails for the little cactus spikes. So I did ask, I said, how many golf balls do you figure you get hit by? We usually get 4 or 5 a day. And then he pulled up several buckets full of golf balls. Well, that's about gonna do it for us. Well, Lionhearts, what do you say? Pretty cool day, huh? Thank you so much to the homeowners for inviting us here, getting to share it with all of you. They love this house as much as I think all the fans do, and they're committed to keeping it in its original form as long as they own it, so kudos to them. This has been a really fun vlog. All right, my friends, we're gonna call it a day. I hope you all enjoyed this vlog as much as I did. I mean, I really hope you enjoyed it because the first time we were here, we only saw the outside and 150,000 of you watched it, so I hope all of you 150,000 enjoyed seeing the inside. We're gonna call it a day. Thank you, Jay Davis, Kiri O'Brien, and Gay Morris for becoming my newest Patreons. And have a great night, everyone. Goodbye.